day everybody, welcome back to the Cos924 YouTube channel. My name is Kudzai and today I bring you back with another top 10 video. Specifically, we're going to be talking about the top 10 best BMW M Perfomance cars according to me. Guys, this is not factual, so don't quote me on this. So, before we start off with any of this, if you're new to the channel, welcome. This is the place where everything is cars. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your post notifications to be alerted when a new video is dropped. So, without any further ado, let's actually get started with a small little cinematic shot of the cars we're going to be talking about in today's video. Let's hit it. I don't think So the first car that I want to talk about in today's video is the 2016 BMW M2 F87. My gosh, do I absolutely love this car. It's equipped with the inline-6 turbocharged engine, making around about 272 kilowatts and 465 newton meters of torque. And the reason as to why I love this car over the M2 competition is due to its N55 engine. And you know, that exhaust note is immediately when you let off your foot off the accelerator, just this sound. It's just, it's second to none. I absolutely love that car. So the second car we're going to be discussing in today's video is obviously the BMW E92 M3 2007 specifically, because this car, the reason as to why BMW purists absolutely love this car is due to it actually being equipped with a naturally aspirated V8, which can rev up to like 7,000 to 8,000 RPM freely with no limit whatsoever. And personally, one of the favorite things that I love about it is obviously its exhaust note. It's not restricted, it's absolutely menacingly loud. Videos do not definitely do it any sort of justice. And then in terms of power figures, this car makes around 309 kilowatts and 400 newton meters of torque. So the next car we're going to be discussing on this list is a 2016 BMW M4 competition. Now, the reason as to why I love this over the normal M4 is that it's obviously way more powerful, it's lighter, and obviously in terms of aesthetic appearance, it looks way better. And I actually love the comp rims, and the sound is just absolutely sound deafening. It's second to none, as I've discussed with the E92 M3. And then in terms of power figures, it makes 331 kilowatts from a inline-6 twin turbo, and yo, that car is just... This list, that's one of my personal favorites, is a 2018 BMW M5 F90 competition. So now in terms of power figures, this car is actually equipped with a 4-liter twin turbocharged V8, making 460 kilowatts and 750 newton meters of torque. Now you've actually got to keep in mind that this is actually a family saloon, and it's actually got more power than some supercars. For example, a Lamborghini Huracan LP16-4 that makes around about 410 kilowatts if I'm not mistaken. Can you imagine that for a second? This is a family saloon that's faster than a supercar. Madness. So the next car up on this list is another M5, but obviously the older M5. It's actually the 2009 BMW M5 E60. So what makes this car very special is that it's obviously, number one, a family saloon, and it's got a V10 strapped to it. Can you believe that? A V10, naturally aspirated V10, by the way. So in terms of power figures, this V10 family saloon actually makes 373 kilowatts and 520 newton meters of torque. That's why this car is on this list. It's got a V10. So next up on this list is obviously another BMW M3, but it's much newer than the E92 M3. It's actually the 2017 BMW F80 M3. So now what makes this car pretty much special is that it shares the same engine as the BMW M4, a 3-liter inline-6, making 317 kilowatts and 550 newton meters of torque, and specifically the S55 engine. And as well, it's another 4-door car. All the power is being transmitted to the rear wheels, lighting everything up. This car is absolutely insane. So the next car is a BMW M2, but not the one we actually spoke about first. This is now the competition variant, the 2018 one. So what makes this one very different from the first M2 that I actually spoke about is that now it's actually got the S55 engine as the one that I've explained, the one that's in the F80 M3 and the one that's in the F82 BMW M4. So now this is obviously making a little bit less power. It's making 302 kilowatts and 550 newton meters of torque. So now in terms of power to weight ratio, it's pretty much similar or even better than the M3 and the M4. So now that makes it one of the most sought after BMWs, if you can kind of get that. So next up on this list is actually another BMW M3, but way older in fact. It is a 2006 BMW E46 M3. So now in terms of power figures, this one's equipped with a 3-liter inline 6, making 252 kilowatts and 365 newton meters of torque. So now BMW purists absolutely love this car, just purely because of the way it handles, and obviously the way it sounds, and obviously as well as the way it looks. You can't really go wrong with the E46 M3. So next up on this list is a 2011 BMW M6. So now what really makes this car pretty much cool is that it shares the same engine again as a BMW M5, the F10. So now it's got a S63 engine, 4-liter twin turbocharged V8, making 412 kilowatts and 652 newton meters of torque. So now this car is absolutely menacing. As with most BMW cars, they rear-wheel drive. So now this is going to be pretty much a handful car to drive as well. You have to be pretty much careful with every single move that you make. So yeah, it's a pretty dangerous one. So the next car we're going to be talking about, you wouldn't have guessed it, it is another M6. So it is a 2005 BMW M6 E63, sharing the same engine as the BMW E60 M5 and naturally aspirated V10, making 373 kilowatts and 520 newton meters of torque. So you already know this car is way lighter than the M5, the E60 M5, as that is a family saloon, and this is more or less like a sports-orientated car with only 2 doors. So now, in terms of a drag race, the E63 M6 is absolutely going to be demolishing the M5. Okay, so that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. Make sure to leave a like. And also, if you feel like I've left out any car in this list, please make sure to leave it in the comment box down below. And also, don't forget to follow the Cars924 Instagram page. I'll leave a link in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Peace.